Hi there, everybody. This is Nicole Ocean, the founder and lead instructor for the BPO University. I appreciate you joining me today. I want to give you guys a sample of our Module 6 that's within our Broker Price Opinion Basics 101 course in both our BPO University website and our members area, which is BPO Inner Circle. Let me go ahead and jump right into the lesson, and at the end we'll probably talk a little bit more about where to find the course. All right. In Module 6, we're going to look at the basic concepts to know before filling out a BPO form. And so whether you are brand new to the business or you are a seasoned pro, you definitely want to get to be an expert at the basics. And there's a couple of items in here I'll point out to you. I'm going to go ahead and flip the script just a little bit. Typically, I have everything be based on the PowerPoint, but I also want to actually open up the Broker Price Opinion Basics 101 course and show you what the material looks like. And it's an ebook version. So let me go ahead and just minimize this real quick, and I'll take you actually into the book. All right, so here's some of the basic concepts to know. Let me go ahead and blow this up here a little bit. All right, it's looking better. So you want to know the difference in property types: single family, condos, multifamily. In a multifamily, is it a duplex, a triplex, a fourplex? You want to be an expert at that so that you can tell when you're doing a BPO which properties are going to be very good comparables and which won't. So that's a basic one. Let me go ahead down here to the next one. Property styles. This one is very, very important. You want to be very familiar with what's the common style that's used as far as architecture in your local area. And you'll pick that up very quickly when you're doing a lot of BPOs. In my area, we typically would encounter a lot of ramblers and craftsmen. And I'm here in the Pacific Northwest in Washington State. And so in your area, it may be something different. You want to get very, very familiar with all the different styles and designs, and that's going to help you when you're doing your BPO reports. Let's go on down to the next one. Zoning. This one's a no-brainer. You'll definitely want to know when you're doing a BPO if it's zoned residential or commercial or multifamily, and that way it's going to help you when you're doing your report and being able, again, to pick good comparables that have the same zoning. Very, very important. So here's an example. In the city of Bellingham, which is a pretty populated city next to where I live, and this is my area of expertise, so to speak, in the BPO business and in the market. So here, if we zoom in, it will talk about the different zoning types. So this is just a typical map. Okay, so that has to do, again, with zoning, knowing the difference. All right, and another one is neighborhood condition. You want to know all the different neighborhoods. And I've lived here since I was a kid, pretty much since I was 8 years old. Now I'm in my 30s, and I know the areas that people want to live, people that you know, are kind of riddled with high crime rates, boarded up properties, a lot of foreclosures. And on the flip side, beautiful properties, high home values, a lot of pride of ownership, those types of things. So there's an example in my area, the different neighborhoods and how they're broken out. So you want to know the different conditions when you're doing BPOs in each of the different neighborhoods and how it falls into a different section or neighborhood. Very, very important. Okay, let's go on down here to the next one. All right, and I'll probably wrap it up right here. Let me go on back to our PowerPoint and see where we left off. I think this is a great place to leave it. Let me go ahead and pull this up. All right, the life cycles of a BPO report. And so I'm about halfway through Module 6, and there's a lot to cover on the basics. So in case you're not familiar, the life cycle of a BPO report is very typical. It goes through certain phases and certain steps based on certain items triggering. And so as an example, here at 12 o'clock, let's take a look at the top. A BPO gets ordered by a client for whatever reason. And there's lots of different reasons why BPOs can be ordered. You guys might be familiar with those reasons. I'll just name a couple. Pre-foreclosure, foreclosure, short sale. Okay. And so the first one, again, it's BPO is actually ordered by the client. Then it's outsourced or sent to a BPO mill. It's the second step. And when it's in the BPO mill, they have agents that are contracted to do BPOs, you and me, and that's the third step. Okay, it goes on to the fourth step, which is work is performed by the contracting BPO agent. They give you the BPO and say, come on, go do it. We need this report done in 2 days by this date and this time. And you go out in the field, take your photos, get into your MLS, pull good quality comps, get in and do the question and answer, fill in the BPO report beautifully, and you're done at that point. Okay, that's step 4. Step 5 is right here. You have the order completed, and then it's checked by that outsourced company or the BPO mill, typically. They have a QC department. Sometimes there's appraisers on staff that help get in and take a look at BPOs as far as making sure that they fit all the quality requirements before it's sent back to the client. That's the last step here. So when the order is completed, the QC department's checked it. It's gone through an automated system, checks and downs, so to speak. Then the order gets sent back to the original client. Now, in this part, I'm going to mention to you, the BPO pretty much changes for how it looks when you perform the work compared to when it gets to the client. When they get that final BPO report, it typically is in a Fannie or a Freddie format, and it's 2 to 3 pages typically with photos. So again, it's totally different than what it looks like when you're actually performing the work. Okay, let me go ahead and end that on that note, and let's go ahead and go into the Internet Explorer here real quick. So I'm just going to finish it off real quick. This again is an accredited class in Washington State, and so when people come in and take a look at our training courses, they're available across the nation as non-accredited distance learning, and they typically take about 7 hours to complete for the Broker Price Opinion Basics 101 course. We have another course available, which is Double Your BPO Income, Increase Your REO Listings in 2011. We'll talk more about that in another video. But definitely feel free to take a look at any of our websites here, bpo-university.com, BPO Inner Circle, which is a members area, and it's pretty much open to everybody, no matter what level you're at in the BPO and REO business. Okay. And then our sister company here, bpo-automation.com. All right, I'm going to click on one item here. There's my smiling face. This is Nicole Ocean. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you guys very much for watching this sample, and I look forward to hearing from you. If you have any questions, always feel free to give a call. The number is 360-224-6988. You can email me directly to nicole@bpo-university.com. All right, thank you very much again. And